Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah Lipkowitz and I'm a real estate agent based in Montgomery County, Maryland. I specialize in homes and farms in Maryland and Northern Virginia. And I wanted to give you a bit of a market update for the spring market in 2023. Recall this time last year, the market was very active. There was very little inventory, but rates were about 3.5%. Today, the inventory varies pretty highly depending on the location, but rates are just over 6.25 right now. So it's definitely changed things a bit, but we have been finding that the spring market is still starting earlier. It's still starting late January, early February, as it has been the last couple of years. And it is still pretty competitive out there in a lot of neighborhoods. If we look at the active listings in January of 2023 in both Montgomery and Howard County, Maryland, for example, we were well above the January 2022 numbers for active listings. However, we're still pretty far below the 5-year average for that time of the year. And what this means for buyers is if you are looking for a home in an area that is popular, so Columbia, Ellicott City, parts of Montgomery County, you are going to be up against multiple offers on any home that is well prepared for sale. We're already seeing, I think, so far this year, the highest number of offers I've been up against is 11, which is far below what we were up against last year. I think my record last year was 34, which is just unheard of. So it's not as dire as it was last year, but it does mean that you have to be very well prepared as a buyer. And that means having an agent who is responsive, having a lender if you are taking out a loan who is very responsive, and really getting that conversation started. So you want to make sure that you've already talked to your lender. You already have an idea of what your loan options are, and you have an idea of how you want to go forward. You have your pre-approval. You've already gotten them the preliminary paperwork. So that way, when you find a house that you want to move on, you're ready. You can submit the offer with no hesitation and the lender can back you up. So having a good responsive lender means they don't just work maybe 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. You can get a hold of them on the weekends. You have a cell phone number. They're willing to talk to the listing agent who is selling the property to put them at ease. Those things can go a long way. One of the questions I get asked fairly frequently by buyers, I think maybe twice in the last week, to put it in perspective, is how competitive do we need to be? What does this offer need to look like? And now as an agent, I can give you comps. I can tell you what I've found out about the sellers and from the listing agent, what their motivations are, what their timelines are, what they're really looking for in an offer. But I can't tell you what to offer. What I can do is help you keep an eye on the communities that you're most interested in. So keeping an eye on things like days on market. How long are things on market on average in the last couple of weeks in that area? And what was the list price versus the sold price? That can tell you quite a bit about how competitive the market is, but it can also give you an idea of how competitive your offer needs to be and what the sellers might be expecting based on what they've seen in the market. Another piece of prep work that I typically recommend is just becoming very comfortable with the offer process before you find the home that you want to put an offer on. And that's why I make videos like this one, but I think it's really important to get an understanding of what your options are when structuring an offer before you seriously start looking, because then you have an idea of what your options are when you walk through a home. So does the seller just want the fastest closing and the highest price? Sometimes, yes, but I've also had buyers win the bid against offers that are almost identical or even maybe a little bit higher than theirs because they were able to offer the seller a term that put them at ease, that made them feel better about the transaction. So something like a rent back. If they need a week or a couple weeks to get out of the home after settlement, you can give them a rent back, or you can align with their preferred closing date. Terms like that can really go a long way, and it's why when my buyers are considering putting in an offer on a home, I usually give the listing agent a call and just say, hey, are there any terms like that that the sellers might prefer to see? Because sometimes putting the seller at ease can beat an offer that comes in higher in price. My last piece of advice for you if you are buying a home in 2023 is to just keep at it. Don't get discouraged. I've seen buyers make the mistake of getting discouraged when there's multiple offers and they maybe lose the bid a few times and then they take a break only to jump back into the market when now the rates have doubled and their buying power has declined significantly. So if your finances aren't ready, that's one thing. You have to do what's in the best interest of your financial health, your financial well-being. But definitely don't get discouraged, and ultimately nobody knows what the future holds. It could be that in 6 months the rates are better. It could be that they're worse. Nobody's really been particularly accurate at predicting that. So if you're really looking to buy a home and you know what you want and you're financially prepared, then I say, just keep at it. Don't get discouraged. Make sure that you have a good team around you and that you feel good about the transaction. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Sarah Lipkowitz. I'm a real estate agent based in Montgomery County. I specialize in homes and farms in Maryland and Virginia.